Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger. Gonna talk a little wrestling this week. Gonna do a little today in wrestling history. Thought some TNA Lockdown and Impact, where we go from here. Few other TNA notes. 60 seconds of sexy, and answer a quick question I got. Don't think this is gonna be a long video though. I'm kind of tired. It's like 9 p.m. on Saturday night and it's raining outside. I don't do anything all day. Got a package from my mom and made some lasagna. Good lasagna though. Anyway, today in wrestling history for April 20th. April 20th, 1997 was WWF In Your House 14 Revenge of the Taker. It's held in Rochester, New York. The Legion of Doom defeated Owen Hart and British Bulldog by disqualification in a tag team title match. Savio Vega defeated Rocky Maivia by countout in an Intercontinental title match. The Undertaker defeated Mankind to retain the WWF title. And Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Bret Hart by disqualification. 1998 on Nitro, Hulk Hogan defeated Randy Savage in a no DQ match to win the WCW World title. And Goldberg defeated Raven to win the United States title. 2002 hardcore title 24/7 rule. The night started with Bubba Ray Dudley as champion. Bubba Ray lost to Goldust. Goldust lost the title to Raven, and Raven lost it back to Bubba Ray Dudley. I do miss that 24/7 hardcore title. And in 2004 on SmackDown, Charlie Haas and Rico defeated Sky 2 Hottie and Rikishi to win the WWE Tag Team titles. And birthdays. Happy birthday to two-time WCW Tag Team Champion Johnny the Bull Stamboli. You remember he also was Relic in TNA for a short time. He is 35. Garrett Bischoff is 28. And Kurt Hawkins is 27. So happy birthday to Johnny the Bull, Garrett Bischoff, and Kurt Hawkins. Alright, before I get into the TNA talk, since I got a request for it, here is 60 seconds of sexy with Rosa Mendez. Enjoy. Going over the results of Lockdown. Team Garrett Bischoff defeated Team Eric Bischoff, so Eric Bischoff's now out. Supposedly, I guess he's just going to be working backstage. Doesn't really do a whole lot for Garrett because really no one cares about him. I said it before, I'll say it again. The kid needs to be a heel. People are going to boo him because they know he's on TV because of nepotism. They know it's nepotism, and they hate that it's nepotism, and they're going to boo him because of that. I think all the things that people think are the things he should be bragging about when he does his promos. He should have been a heel. I think as a face, he's going to be a complete failure unless he does something crazy to get the fans behind him. Only way I can see TNA fans get behind Garrett Bischoff if he starts falling off a lot of tall stuff. Beatings, bloody. He's got to take ass whoopings and go through flaming tables to earn their respect. I think the only way you're going to get the fans to respect Garrett Bischoff and actually give him a chance, somebody's got to throw him off the top of a cage and he has to land through a thumbtack covered flaming table. Then I think they'll give him some props. Let's see here. Joy Madness defeated the Motion Machine Guns. I can see the Guns getting those belts back at Sacrifice so you can have a tag title match at Slammiversary. I'm wondering where they go with this. With the 10th anniversary show at Slammiversary is a particular match I think should be on the card. I think they should do the third AJ Joe Daniels triple threat match. There should be another one on that pay-per-view. I think that would be the pay-per-view to do that match again. Just because you build it up and say it's considered one of the greatest match in TNA history, so we're gonna have that match one more time on Slammiversary. I think a lot of people like seeing that. Of course, if Joe's one of the tag team champions, it means you can't have a tag title match on Slammiversary. But I think you could go without having one on that pay-per-view. Count Lee's Magnus ass out though. So. Of course, Daniels and Kazarian could team up, and Joe and Madness could team up, and AJ could get a partner as the third team, and they could have a 3-team tag title match. That's a possibility too. But Joe and Madness win. I see them facing the Guns at Sacrifice too. Devon defeated Robbie E, retaining the TV title. Short match, not a lot to say. Gotta be honest, I'm surprised Devon has held that belt this long. I wonder how much longer he's gonna have it, since now the TV title is gonna be defended every week now. That was the announcement Hogan made on Impact this week. Gail Kim defeated Velvet Sky. I was really surprised by this one. Because I'd already had an entire 5-6 month title reign planned out for Velvet, and I'm surprised that Gail Kim won. Didn't see a reason unless they're gonna wait. Maybe a multi-woman match at Slammiversary, like a ladder match or Queen of the Mountain. I would like to see them do Queen of the Mountain for the knockouts. That would be great. If Velvet could win it there. Because if you have 5 women in the match, you have a lot of money they put on to make the match more entertaining, because Velvet's not that great in the ring. I still think she should have a run of the title because she's by far in. She is by leaps and bounds the most popular knockout, and people talking about Velvet shouldn't be champion. I always wonder, what the hell are you thinking? Your most popular wrestler shouldn't be the champion? I don't get it. Why would you not do that? Logical booking says most popular wrestler, give him a run with the title. I don't get it. I don't understand the Velvet Sky hate. I think she gets a lot of undeserved hate. Maybe I just have a different eye of wrestling. I just don't see all this awfulness that everybody else seems to see with her. I don't get it. I like every match she has. She's not even my favorite knockout. Cause I like Gail Kim more. I like Rosita more. I like ODB more. Like Tara more. I like Mickie James more, but Velvet's by and far the most popular knockout. I think she should have a good long title run. I already had it planned out. I might share it in another video though. Crimson defeated Matt Morgan. Not a whole lot I want to say. It wasn't that good of a match. These two just don't really work that well together. I wouldn't mind seeing Crimson be the one to get that TV title from Devon. Of course, do I want to see him on TV defending a belt every week though? So if they're going to defend every week, you really need to put that belt on somebody who's a really good workhorse. Jeff Hardy defeated Kurt Angle. Swanton from the top of the cage. Of course, I thought Jeff was gonna miss it and Kurt would pin, but Jeff hit the Swanton on top of the cage. You knew it was coming. EY and ODB defeated Sarita and Rosita. Sorry that happened. I like EY and ODB, but I don't like them being the Knockouts Tag Champions. I want to see an actual female team get their belts. The thing with EY and ODB, everything they do, they can do without those belts. You just need another guy and girl for them to feud with. You need an excuse for some other guys and girls to feud with them. Like some sort of, I don't know if I said this in another video though, but they could do a mini mixed tag tournament where the winning team both got title shots. Like the winning woman the female on that team got a knockouts title shot and the guy on that team got a world title shot, or team up a knockout with an X Division wrestler and the winner, they want to get an X Division title shot, right? As a matter of fact, let me bring up the roster page real quick, get out of thought. See how I might do this if you're going to do it with the heavyweights or the X Division guys. I think it might work better with X Division since it gets more X Division wrestlers on and more X Division matches. So it could be like a mini tournament, maybe like an 8-team tournament or something like that. And just because you win the tournament doesn't mean you have to win the title that you eventually go for. But I would first get those belts off of ODB and EY. I'd like to have sarita and rosita win them. And then you can announce this tournament and they can team up in this tournament. So let's do an X Division version. Male and female. It's going to be a tournament of mixed tag matches. And the winning teams, the woman would get a knockouts title shot and the guy member of the team would get an X Division title shot. So let's see what we can put together as some teams. Alright, so we got Angelina Love, Tessmacher. We got Madison, Mickie James. Gotta leave out Gail Kim because she's the champ. Okay, you got ODB, you got Rosita, Sarita, Tara, Velvet, Winter. This is an idea I thought about this a while back. I didn't really figure it out, so I'm gonna kind of plan this out as I talk to you. So you're gonna hear me typing on my keyboard here. Okay, so let's say it's a X Division version. So your X Division champion is Austin Aries, so he can't be in it. And your Knockouts champion is Gail Kim, so she can't be in it. So we gotta have faces and heels. So we have the face knockouts, heel knockouts. Sorry, computer silence. Okay, so my face knockouts are Brooke, Mickie, ODB, Tara, and Velvet. Sorry. Boy, I do poorly thought out videos. I really shouldn't just go start typing stuff when I think about it as I'm talking. Okay, my heel knockouts, we have Angelina. We got Madison. We got Rosita. We got Sarita. We have Winter. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 face knockouts and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heel knockouts. Okay, there we go. Leaving out Gail Kim because she's the champion. Okay, now all I need is faces to go with each face girl and a heel to go with each heel girl. Now, I already said that the point of this would ODB and EY would be together. So ODB's partner is Eric Young. And I'll probably have to post this in the description box for everybody who's reading it. Let me save this. Alright. Velvet, Chris Sabin. Since they are a little item. Mickie James. We team with C. Let's see here. Might have to put somebody here that doesn't normally compete in the X Division though. The face is going to be a little tough here. Okay, well, Alex Shelley. I think Tara will team with Alex Shelley. Okay. Mickie James Could team with Anthony Neese. Get him some TV time, because I really like this Anthony Neese guy, and I want him to get more TV time. I think I mentioned in another video, if I didn't, I'd like to see him team with Flair, let him be heel a little bit, especially since Austin Aries has just been turned face by the crowd and they kind of have to go with him as face. And you know, you got Bischoff's gone, you need something for Flair to do. He can go back being managing Gunner, and Anthony Neese could be the other guy he manages. It would get Anthony Neese on TV, because I think this guy has a lot of potential. He's good in the ring, he's got a good look. I think he needs to be used more. And you know, with Flair as his manager, if he's not a good talker, Flair can cut his promos for him. Because I said before, you know, Flair has lost a bit of his step with age, but he's never lost any of his speaking ability. He cuts a promo just as good as he ever did. And that could be him and one girl, but I don't know who the girl would be. And since the point is that we get Anthony Neese on TV. Neese could go for the X Division title, since he mainly wrestles in X Division. And, you know, Gunner could be going after the TV title, and then they could, you know, go after the tag titles together. But for now, we'll keep Anthony Neese as a face, and he can team with Mickie James. And then for Brooke, let's see here. I'd love to have AJ in this, but it's kind of like he's too big for the X Division title now. So maybe, let's see. Oh, Mark Haskins. He ain't been around for a while. We won't get to see him that much. You know, I think he just tends to. I don't know if he lives in the U.S. now, or does he live in the U.K. because you don't get to see him a whole lot. But if you can, bring Mark Haskins over. So we'll put Mark Haskins down for Brooke Tessmacher. All right. So my face team, we got Brooke Tessmacher and Mark Haskins, Mickie James and Anthony Neese, ODB and Eric Young, of course, Tara and Alex Shelley, and Velvet Sky and Chris Sabin. Those are your face team. Now for my heel team, this will be a lot easier because there's plenty of heels to work with. All right, so we'll have. See how I want to do this. Okay. We have Christopher Daniels, and he will team with Angelina Love. Kazarian will team with Winter. Angelina and Winter do teams, and Daniels and Kazarian do some team stuff. Okay. Madison Rain will team with Zema Ion. This is tougher than I thought it would be. Rosita will team with Robbie E. You can go back to the X Division for a short time. And Sarita will team with Need a heel. Kid Cash. And that could be a tournament. What's that, 10 teams? Probably only need 8 though. 10's gonna be a little tough. Then we'll go 10 to 5. We need to go, what? 8, 4, 2, winner. So we'll make this 8. Alright, so we're gonna leave out a team. We'll leave out Rosita. As much as I love Rosita, with this setup, I think she would make the most sense to leave out. No, I'm going to leave out Madison. I'm going to leave out Madison. And Sarita is going to team with Zema Ion. So that's one team gone. Yeah. Winter and Kazarian, Rosita and Robbie E, Sarita and Zema, Angelina and Christopher Daniels. Let me check my time. Boy, this is... I still got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Okay, and I just got one face team. Velvet and Chris Sabin, Tara and Alex Shelley, ODB and Ariel, Mickie, James Anthony. Alright, we'll leave out Brooke and Mark Haskins. There we go. And that could be your 8-team tournament. And just match them up again. So you have your teams would be Mickie, James, and Anthony Neese, ODB and Eric Young, Tara and Alex Shelley, Velvet Sky and Chris Sabin, Angelina Love and Christopher Daniels, Sarita and Zema, Rosita and Robbie E, Winter and Kazarian. And match them up however you want to. The point is, it gives ODB and EY some other mixed tag teams to go with, and then the winner team will get their respective title shots. Have them both on the same night. Maybe one of them wins the belt. Maybe they both lose. Who knows? I haven't thought that part out yet. Make whoever you want to win. ODB and EY don't actually have to win it, but it would still be fun. Baby Velvet Sky could finally beat Yale Kim, but Chris Sabin doesn't quite get the job done against Austin Aries. But, you know, that's a whole nother booking thing. But if I don't forget, I'll post that in the description box. But let me know what you think about that. If I do that as a tag team, not tag team, sorry, the tag team tournament X Division wrestlers. Now, if you went with heavyweights or for the TV title, you got a lot more options. Of course, I'd put AJ Styles in it. I would put Austin Aries in it. Cause, hey, he could want to get a shot at another piece of gold. You know, Daniels could be in it. Bully Ray, Pope can maybe show back up whenever he's ready to come back. Doug Williams ain't been on in a while. You got Gunner. You got plenty of guys if you want to make it for the TV title. Kazarian, Kid Cash, Matt Morgan, Anderson possibly. But you match them up. But, you know, leave your thoughts on that idea in the comment section below. Now I'm at 21 minutes. I can get back on topic to what I was actually talking about. Where did I leave off? Crimson to be Matt Morgan, ODB sure. Okay. Bobby Roode, James Storm, World Heavyweight title. I got a question from J-Hub asked me about this. He said it seems a good amount of the IWC believe that Storm should have won the belt at Lockdown. Me, on the other hand, I thought it was a good move. I believe TNA should build up to a third and final match between the two at Slammiversary. I think it would mean more Storm won the title at their 10th anniversary show. How do you think? Do you think the winner should have been Roode or Storm? I wanted Storm to win going in. I said I thought Storm would win. I thought he should win. But the way they pulled it off, and if you saw Impact and read the report about it, I kind of understand what happened. The rumor is that James Storm is actually taking time off because he's been having some nagging injuries, and he wants to take some time off to heal up. And if that's true, then it makes sense that he lost. What sense would it make putting the world title on the guy when you know the guy is injured? If he has nagging injuries and you put the title on him, he's got to keep wrestling with the title. If he keeps working with nagging injuries, they're going to get aggravated and probably become worse than they needed to be. Then he's going to have to take time off and forfeit the belt anyway. If you knew James Storm was already injured and needed to take some time off to let those injuries heal, then it would have been really, really stupid to put the belt on him. Now, understanding people was crapping on this before that report came out about his injury, but I figure once you read that James Storm has some nagging injury and needs to take time off, it makes perfect sense. Like I said again, it would make absolutely no sense to put the world title on a guy if you know the guy is injured and needs to be off for a little while. James Storm can take some time off, heal up, be back, be fine. Slammiversary, bring back King of the Mountain. He can win it there. Or you can do some battle royal where he wins, you know, a title shot before Slammiversary. There's plenty of ways of doing it. However you want to do it. Anyway, the match itself was great. I thought the way they did it with Storm super kicking Roode and Roode flying out of the cage. You know, Storm talked about hitting Bobby Roode with that last call super kick so much. However, he even, you know, had the match with AJ to see if he could hit on AJ, saying, I know if I can hit it on AJ, then I can hit it on Rude. And I think it was very, I guess you would call this poetic justice, that his greatest weapon ended up being his downfall. It was a fantastically told story. The match was fantastic. It was emotional. The story was, they told in that match was great. I have absolutely no complaints about that match. As for the people complaining that Rude won, IWC is never happy. You know, wasn't it just like, what, 5, maybe 6 months ago that everybody was bitching that Bobby Roode didn't win a world title? Remember that? Remember Rude got screwed, Rude got screwed, Rude got screwed? Am I the only one who's forgotten that already? I mean, the only one who remembers that? I guess everybody else forgotten. They never happy. The IWC is never happy. I've said before, the IWC only pays attention to TNA when TNA does something they don't like, and even when it's something fucking irrational. Everybody bitched after Bound for Glory that Bobby Roode wasn't the champion, and then nobody even ignores talks about it when he's having a great title run. And now, when you thought he was gonna lose the title and didn't, you're pissed because he didn't lose the title. Yeah, fickle motherfuckers. It wasn't even a full 6 months ago. What was that? October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, 6 months ago, you was all pissed because Bobby Roode wasn't the champion. Everybody was fucking, I'm done with TNA, I'll never watch it again, fuck this company because Roode ain't the champion. Now he is the champion and you bitch about that too. I'm telling you, if James Storm won the title, they'd complain that Bobby Roode's title reign ended too soon. That nigga, the IWC like low down niggas, and I grew up around low down niggas. No matter what you give them, it ain't enough. You give them $1, they complain you didn't give them $2. You give them $2, they complain you didn't give them $5. You give them $5, they complain it wasn't $10. You buy a house, they complain about it being a little too cold, and they don't want to turn up the goddamn heat. You tell them to turn on the heat, they complain that the bill too high. Man, what you give them, they complain about it. They ain't never happy. The IWC is a bunch of low down motherfuckers. They ain't never happy with nothing they get. That's why I think TNA should ignore the IWC. I thought Storm was going to win. I did want Storm to win, but I have no problem with the fact that Roode won. He cut a great promo Impact talking about how he's defeated all your heroes. I beat James Storm. I beat AJ Styles. I beat Jeff Hardy. You have no more heroes left, and he still got a couple. And as piss poor as that crowd was at that Lockdown, they didn't deserve to be sent home happy. I had to agree. David Hero, Pro Wrestling Report, said that. That you supposed to send the crowd home happy. That crowd didn't deserve to be sent home happy. Anyway. Moving on to Impact. Impact, okay show, progressive storylines. Main thing was Hogan making a couple announcements on the show. First, he announced that from now on the TV title will be defended every week. That's fantastic. I want to see Devon defend the title. I want to see Devon lose the title, actually. But if he's in there working the matches every week, I guess there's no problem. You got plenty of guys to go after the belt, so hope we get some good matches out of this. 27 minutes. Also, he announced a concept called Open Fight Night. Now, if you didn't see it, I'll explain what it is. Open Fight Night is going to be once a month on Impact, and there's going to be 2 parts of it. The first part of Open Fight Night is this: anybody can challenge anybody to a match, and if you are challenged to a match on Open Fight Night, you must accept the match. You can't refuse. And if someone challenges a champion, Hogan will decide if it's a title match or not. Apparently that's how it's going to work. Either he decides, and he said there was guaranteed to be at least somebody will defend their title on every Open Fight Night, and he'll be deciding who defends their title. So you can challenge anybody. It might be a title match. One person has to defend their title, and if you're challenged, you have to accept. Fun. How I would do this, you can use it to just have, well, you can do it with just about any match. Because all you have to do is come out with a reason for one person to call the other guy out. And that's easy. I want to call you out because I want a shot. If I beat you, I can get a shot at a title. I want to call you out because you're the champion. I want to prove that I can beat you and take your title. I can call you out just because I don't fucking like you. Call you out because I never faced you before. You can do that. We can have open fight night and have a guy challenge somebody because they never faced each other before. Fucking, what we got here? Trying to think of two people who haven't faced each other before. Or two guys that haven't faced each other in a long time. Maybe, I don't know, Chris Sabin will challenge, oh no, Anthony Neese. Give him an excuse to get back on TV. Call somebody out. Try to tell me, I'm trying to make a name for myself or something like that, Just, if you can just come with a logical reason for one person to call somebody out and do any damn match you want to. The second aspect of Open Fight Night is that they will give one non-TNA wrestler to win a shot to win a contract. Then someone from outside of TNA will face a TNA wrestler, and based on their performance, a panel of judges will decide if they should get an opportunity for a title shot, and if they approve, if the fans like them, Hogan will make the final decision, and you may win a TNA contract. Reading some people's thoughts on this, some positive, some negative. Some people think this is going to be an opportunity to showcase, give some of the guys from OVW a shot. I would say showcase OVW guys, showcase some other indie guys. Even with the Open Fight Night thing, you could have somebody from outside of TNA that's known for being in another company or on an indie to come and challenge a TNA wrestler. That's something that's possible. I don't know what kind of relationship TNA has with Ring of Honor anymore, but that's a possibility. Or say, if they wanted to bring in one of the teams from Ring King, say we came here for the night on Open Fight Night to challenge this person from TNA or something like that. Be creative with it. An ex-WWE guy could say he wants to win a contract. I heard somebody said on a message board I was on, said the first guy he wants to see on this is John Morrison. I've made my thoughts clear on John Morrison in the past. X-Division wrestler who's as boring as dirt. In case you don't know, in case you're a new listener. I think John Morrison does a lot of flashy moves and wrestles like he's an X-Division guy, but I think he's as dull as old dirt. So, anyway. But hell, he could show up and beat somebody and say, this is why I should be on TNA. So, I want to see a lot of that. I want to see the OVW guys get a shot. I want to see a few ex-WWE guys show up for this and try to get a match. I want to see maybe some of the people that they work with in AAA show up and challenge somebody. I want to see a couple of the Ring King wrestlers show up on this and get a shot. I want to see a lot of this. Speaking of Ring King, within the next couple of weeks or so, we should find out if there's going to be a season 2. Because this weekend is going to be the last 2 episodes airing. So, it really comes down to if Endemol, the company that's bankrolling this thing, wants to keep it going. And if they do, they give the money to TNA, and TNA rounds up the Ring King crew, and they fly over to India and tape some more episodes. So, we'll wait and see what happens. Flown by pretty quickly. I really like that show. I hope it gets picked up and they keep it going. I really enjoy it. What else I want to say about Open Fight Night? The first one's supposed to be next week. So, I'll watch maybe 1 or 2 weeks of this. Well, I'll watch the first one next week and get my thoughts on it. And just wait and see when they do it again next month. It's only once a month, so, we'll see. Yeah, that's what I'll say about Open Fight Night for right now. Check my time. 33 minutes. Didn't expect to go this long. I don't know. Alright, according to the Wrestling Observer, the following are some notes from Dave Meltzer's recent conversation with Dixie Carter after she and Eric Bischoff met with Spike TV officials in New York on April 11th. Dixie said they definitely want to hold more TV tapings on the road, but it costs nearly $500,000 in total for them to tape on the road, and they can't put the company through that kind of financial drain, particularly if it doesn't work out. Makes sense. I remember hearing that episodes of Raw cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars to put on. So I mean, if Impact on the road costs $500,000, you imagine what it costs every week for Raw. And WWE has that kind of money when TNA doesn't. I mean, if they're gonna spend $500,000 to go tape on the road, they got to be confident they're gonna make $500,000 off that episode. $500,000, a lot of money. I could live a good decade on $500,000 and not spend it because I know how to spend money properly, and I won't try to be a big spending baller with my $500,000. You know. Remember that when they tell you $1 million isn't what it used to be, they're lying. $1 million is only small if you try to be a big baller. If you live a sensible lifestyle, $1 million will last you many years. Anyway, but like I said, $500,000 to tape on the road. Keep that in mind when you know, I always say this to people. Everything they talk about TNA should be doing all comes down to money. And every time people talk about, you know, competing with WWE, it's all about money. Every time somebody says they got to do more stuff on the road and go live, I'm like, it's easy to say, but all that stuff costs money. Now we know it's nearly $500,000 to go on the road. You got to prioritize. Keep in mind, if you think TNA should be doing more tapes on the road, remember, if they did this on a consistent basis, a lot of wrestlers are gonna have to lose their jobs, and it's gonna be some of the ones you like. Because no matter which wrestlers you think are the shitty wrestlers, even if all those guys were fired, it still wouldn't cover $500,000 every 2 weeks. Keep that in mind. Which of your favorite wrestlers are you willing to see lose their job in order to have impact on the road? Dixie said there would be more focus on their talent. She categorized the reason pure to pushing her talent on top and somewhat lower ratings as an investment in the future and pushing homegrown stars. Alright. Somehow the IWC will shit on this, even though it's what they begged for years. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they will find a way. Negativity always finds a way. It's 9:46. I need to get ready to go to bed. Sit here talking to y'all all night. Said in the next few weeks there'll be changes on how the TV show is presented. Talk about open fight night. She also talked about needing a second TV show, saying 2 hours isn't enough per week. Thank you, Jesus. I've been saying that forever. I hope this is what comes next. I don't really give a crap about going on the road. I'd rather see a second weekly show. Hour, 90 minutes enough. By the way, I'm working on a new roster of free agents video. I think it's about time to do an update on that one. I like doing those videos. I don't know why people like listening to them so much, but I do enjoy doing them. So another one should be coming up whenever I get it finished, but I have started. She said in other parts of the world they have 2 shows on per week. There's something about doing stuff with Bellator. I don't watch MMA, so I don't really care. So they're going to be doing more training camps on the road. The gut check thing said that's how they found Crimson and Jesse Sorensen. So she thinks 12 pay-per-views a year are too many, and she expects the number to be lowered in the next year or two. She's really got to wait for the contracts to run out. Legal issues with that one. She's talked about that before. Said they expect more international touring by 2013, mentioning Mexico and Australia as target markets. Said the idea is to do 100 to 110 live events per year, with 10 to 15 of them being overseas. That's her target. She says she thinks Sting will be back in 2013. Whew. Alright, I'm starting to get sleepy. We'll go ahead and wrap up with one last question. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but I will just give an answer. I got a question from SVB5942. He's the one who suggested me doing Rosa Mendez. At 60 Seconds of Sexy, which I did. He said, my question is, who do you believe are the top 5 heels in wrestling history? I did 6 in no particular order. 6 best heels in wrestling history, no particular order: the Honky Tonk Man, Classy Freddie Blassie, Hollywood Hogan, Ric Flair, Vince McMahon as Mr. McMahon, and the original Gorgeous George. I know Gorgeous George and Freddie Blassie were before my time, but I've watched old videos of them and documentaries about them, and Jesus Christ, they got heat like I don't know what. Of course, this was a time back when a lot of people still thought wrestling was real, but I mean, Freddie got like stabbed by fans. He was hated so much. If you ever get a chance, watch some old videos and old if you can find the documentaries about Gorgeous George and Classy Freddie Blassie and just how much heat they got as heels. So again, top 6 heels of all time in no particular order: Honky Tonk Man, Classy Freddie Blassie, Hollywood Hogan, Ric Flair, Vince McMahon, and the original Gorgeous George. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for today. Now I'm going to leave you with a fantastic Adam Pearce promo, which is redundant. I don't think the man can ever cut a bad promo. Every Adam Pearce promo is fantastic. This is a recent one. It's about 6 minutes long, but it's 6 fantastic minutes. You will love it. And as I watched this video this morning, I thought about how awesome it was, and once again I asked myself, how the hell is this guy not in WWE or TNA? Open Fight Night, this is who I want to see show up and whoop somebody's ass quickly. Other than that, this is the Shadow Ranger. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.
I smile when I'm angry. I cheat and I lie. Some say I do what I have to do to get by. But I know what's wrong, and I like to think I know what is right. But I know I die for the truth in my secret life. It's been more than 10 days now since Easter Sunday, when Colt Boom Boom Cabana took the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship from me for the 2nd time. And I've given myself this opportunity to think about what happened, because everything was so perfect. The plan absolutely, unbelievably structured and formatted. Groundwork laid to perfection. The family stone in perfect placement. And on Easter Sunday, it all came raining down like an incredibly unstable house of cards. And everything that I said to that point, everything I talked about when I referenced March 6, 2011, I now get to relive. I can add a 2nd date to this horribly recurring nightmare, April 8th, 2012 now, with Colt Cabana orchestrating it all. And so I'm left to think about the future, because I kept saying over and over and over again that only the dead have seen the end of the war. But when is enough enough? I need to know for myself. Maybe the war should be over for me. Cabana, you've beaten me twice for wrestling's greatest prize. Forever etched in the history books will be that irrefutable fact. And every morning when I look in the mirror, I'm going to know that, and I'll never be able to hide from it. And I need to know for myself, is that enough to hang them up? Is that enough for me to put the boots on a shelf? Is that enough for me to put the robes away in a closet? It is enough for me. Cabana, is it really enough for me to look you in the face and say, you are better? Because maybe you are. The record, it speaks for itself. Your record against me is a hell of a lot better than my record against you. And as the relenting champion, sure, bylaws dictate that I get a mandatory rematch. But what would beating you once prove? Not much. You've beaten me twice for the belt. For that matter, Cabana, what would beating you twice prove? Because all that would do is pull us even, wouldn't it? I've had 10 days to think about this, and I think it's appropriate now. So here's what we're going to do. Beating you once isn't enough. Beating you twice is not enough. You and I, Colt Cabana, are on an entirely different level of hate. I want you in a best-of-7 series. And before you can say, stop, wait, you've got nothing to prove, you're right, you've got nothing to prove. You beat me twice. I need to know for myself. I need to be able to prove to me I'm better than you. I always have been, I always will be, and I need to know it. I need to tangibly prove it. I need the record books to reflect what I'm saying to you. So here's what we're going to do. Because you will never escape. Colt Cabana, Adam Pearson, a very, very final best-of-7. And before you look me in the face and tell me that I've got nothing to put on the line, let me tell you right now unequivocally, without a shadow of a fucking doubt, you are wrong. Because I'm going to give you the greatest opportunity anyone's ever given you. I'm going to give you the chance of your wrestling lifetime. I'm going to give you the opportunity, Colt Cabana, to shut me up forever. Because it's simple. I beat you in a best-of-7. Then all I do is validate everything I've ever said. I prove without any question in anybody's mind I'm the better man today. I'm the better man yesterday. I'm the better man tomorrow. I'm better. But if you beat me, you take away everything that I've been known for. You take away everything that I've earned. You take away everything that I've built. You take away everything that you've already taken. Because if I can't beat you, Colt Cabana, in a best-of-7 series, I will walk away. You heard me right. If I can't beat you, Colt Cabana, in a best-of-7, my career will be over. I will leave forever the NWA. Now the ball's in your court. Are you a man or are you a mouse?